Welcome all. I think we got a tremendous response in the survey for 2017, and so we have just completed the reshuffle. And now, as I committed to you before, I just wanted to share some of the feedback what I've read in the survey, whatever you all have done it. So I've read it. I read all the survey in detail, what everybody has posted. So instead of if I start typing it, it might take, I don't have that much time to type such a long message. And I thought maybe we'll post it in a video. Some important things you can post in a video. Whenever you have time, you can watch it. That's the idea. The response was really good. So we did a video and then we also told people why we do the survey. As I said before, we don't know whether how many people are active or not. When I say active, they don't have to contribute or reply back. It is for us to know whether they are reading the message or following it or not. So yearly once when we do the survey, like 30-40 days, we remind. So when you are not seeing those messages, so that is a sign, an assumption for us that you have not read any of the message. So probably you might be wasting the space in the group. So that can be given to some other parents who are waiting. And you will be added in another group called as no reply group, where you will only get the updates so that you don't miss the information. So that is the idea. We have put this much of effort and we have been doing it every year. And we reshuffle all the groups so that there's a lot of things we can learn from new parents. So all parents will be reshuffled. Any important discussions, anything interesting or any topics, admins are very alert. Immediately they'll cross-post it in all the group. So if you have been in the group for years, you would know that's how we do it. None of the group misses any information. Because many parents keep pinging us or admins like, why don't you move to the old group? We are okay to add you to the old group, but the old parents are not there in the group. They all are distributed. So every year this changes happen. And just now the reshuffling has happened, new parents are in. It will take some time for you to start the new discussion. So be a little bit patient. And many parents are like really upset, like, I know, but suddenly you feel like you're removed. That is why we don't want to shock you. We posted upfront, gave all the information. You just have to be an active listener and view those information and take necessary actions. You can always make a fresh request, we can add you back. So there is nothing, there is no bias or anything like that. So overall, some of the interesting things about the survey is I'd like to share. Anyway, I'll post some information, screenshots of the survey. So one of the key things what I have noticed is every year we get more and more parents joining our team, so they want to give it back or share their knowledge. So some of the areas, like we asked various areas, content editors, videographers, infographics, apps, testing, birthday blessing team. So a lot of roles we created which we felt like this 2018 would require. And to my surprise, really it's one of the highest response we have ever got in our parenting community. For example, content editors, we have 53 parents have volunteered and said we want to take care of the content, we will edit it, we will clean it up. So we will be reaching you shortly. And like for example, another interesting thing is food and recipe. We have some 100 parents there, light workers, healers. There are like 29 light workers in our group. I never know, so I'm going to be in touch with them and understand. Parent coordinators, like 41. Social media, 42 parents, and Facebook, we got 61 parents have volunteered to say that we're ready to help promote our community in the Facebook. So last year we had a similar response, but because the group was so big and the core team was so small, we couldn't really harness those energies. So few people we were able to use it, but we couldn't do it. A lot of other things were happening, but this year we will start immediately. I think some parents were very upset, like why we are not being involved, why we are not called, we are not in touch to start the work or discuss. We will be doing it one by one. So be a little bit patient, and if you really want to do something, you can directly contact me. We can definitely talk about it. You can understand the group dynamics and we can identify the passion and the commitment and time involvement, and we can take it up further. So that is a very positive response so far. And another interesting thing is nearly like 182 parents have said that 20 minutes a day they are daily ready to give, and some parents have said even 40 minutes, and nearly 270 parents have said just give us a project, we will figure out our own time and do it. That's a great blessing to see those information. How many things are going to translate into reality is something we'll have to see end of the year. But still, I really thank you for that positive response and commitment that you would like to give. Even when you, at the time of survey, you committed something and later point of time you couldn't contribute, things have changed in your family. That's okay, that's fine. You just let us know, that's enough. That you can't commit now, you can commit later, or you will take up a different project, or you like to work alone or in a group. So anything, just feel free to talk to us, or any one of that means we all can work together. That's how the whole group is running so far. So the 6th year we want to make it more committed and more organized, a lot of things. So let's go to the feedback session. So I've collected few interesting feedback. I'll read those things and I'll share my views, why we have done certain things in a certain way. So the very first thing many parents ask is Telegram. Why don't we use Telegram? There is no limitations of members here, so that everybody can be in the same group. Yeah, that is really a good. We did explore Telegram. We did explore many apps, communication tool. In fact, we thought of Facebook private messengers. A lot of things we saw. One other thing is, it's not more people in the same group will not solve the problem, because from experience, running this group for 5 years, stepping into 6th year, the healthy conversation that is trackable by everyone and ability to follow and contribute back is somewhere in the range of 100 to 120, or 130 is the maximum. So if the group is having 100 to 130 parents, then it is very easy to follow the discussion. Like at least 110 parents, 10 parents would talk, like 2 would talk about health issue, 2 would talk about parenting, 2 would talk about holistic living, some spiritual topics. Still it is easy for us to consume in our mind. Having like 250 people in one group, we did try, like too many conversations were happening. Like for example, I do a lot of research outside the group, because a lot of beautiful parents have taken care of the group. I do the behind the screen activity along with me. Few parents also do it, but suddenly when I get time to read, it's like so big that it's like 7 groups. When you read everything, like you don't know which one has answered. Many times I've saw that it's very interesting topic and I'll type an answer, and then half the way I'll just see some parent would have already given the answers. So it's really like cumbersome work for us. So that ideal number is 100 to 130. So that is why we have multiple groups. We have at least 7 active groups, all are in no reply and broadcast. And we will be in that zone itself. Definitely, we will not move from away. Telegram, usability wise, it's good, but there are certain things. WhatsApp might integrate into Facebook later point of time, because it's a Facebook company. I'm looking at long-term perspective. We might do it. And some parents have said, why don't we make an app? We definitely want to make an app. Unfortunately, we don't have a resource either in terms of budget or in terms of expertise. A couple of parents did try 2 years back and we really didn't succeed. But it was a good experiment we tried. In case you are an app maker, you have technology skills, you would like to help us, feel free to get in touch with me directly. We can work on it. Definitely that needs to be done. If it's an app, we can do a lot of things together. So we really need help in those areas. On a longer term, yeah, mostly we'll be moving towards an app. That's the idea here. So that is one of the first feedback I would like to share on this. And the next topic is, I'll just read the message and I'll give my feedback. It's one interesting feedback. I see there's a lot of information shared by various parents based on their experience. Though most of this info is there in the blog, I feel the data is not well structured, and I think an encyclopedia kind of structure would help parents to get the info they really want. Definitely makes sense. We have structured it, but I think every year more knowledges come, more new areas come in. So we can definitely work on it and do it. I think given that so many content writers are here, and I think one of the parent who is an expert in information architecture, so I've requested her to help us to structure the information so it's easy for parents to understand. Definitely we will do it. As of now you have to use search, but it is already there in the priority for last year. Let's see this year we could do anything in those lines. If you have any expertise, feel free to step in. And obviously one of major feedback is many queries are left unanswered. It will be good if all the queries are answered. So we did take strategical steps. Every admin in the group would identify the questions that's not answered and somebody would respond back. But sudden increase in volume, and admins, they have their personal life, right? They are managing the family, their office, and apart from that they spend the time for the group. So sometimes they do miss. And yeah, I'm completely aware that we are not responding all the information. There are a few interesting topics which I really missed to engage in a discussion. So now each and every group will have 2 dedicated admins, and there will be super admins, like 6 people who will be there in all the group. Their job is all about to make sure all group functions properly, discipline is followed, cross post the interesting topic, and 2 admin would be responsible for checking out the queries which is not answered or not. Maybe that survey has actually given us more doors. I think many people have volunteered, they wanted to be part of admin group. So I think we got 29 people, so I'll talk to them and see if we can increase the admins and share the load. That's the idea. And some of the parents who have been in our group, who are very seniors, like who have been with us from the journey from day one in the early stages. So now we have kind of given them a special group where they would be handling it. For example, Anant is more an active parent when it comes to physical events. He's handling A2 Milk project. And Nandini handles the recipe team. And Divya handles the translation. And like that, there's a lot of different teams. So we'll be like, a new parent would be added to them. So 2 people would handle it. So that is the next move here. So we'll definitely look at answering as much as queries as possible. So again, we are not a group of question and answers. You have health issue, you post and we give an answer. That's the least thing we really want to do. If you ask me, that's not motivating for me to reply. It's an initiating discussion. Like many parents say, like, why we are not initiating? Why should always we think what you want and we assume and post a topic? Rather, you can go ahead and be proactive and post a topic, or you want, we can start discussing. It doesn't have to be a question and answer. As there's a fever, there's a remedy, this is what I follow, this is a doctor, this is a supplement. No. We can talk about how to avoid it, what kind of holistic approach we can take, or kind of spiritual development. It's all about topic, and we are also thinking to come with some interesting topic on a regular basis to do it. We can work on those areas. We'll work on it. And moving to the next query, can we consolidate it and share good list of Ayurveda, Siddha doctors from different cities and good source of Swarna Prashna outside Green Hands? So first of all, this is a information, there's a gap, communication gap here. Green Hands doesn't sell. Swarna Prashna blog, even we don't sell Swarna Prashna. There are parents who are doctors, they arrange it and we facilitate it. That is what our blog does. So we are always in hunt for good doctors and Ayurveda doctors, any kinds of healer. Whenever we feel they understand our philosophy, they're transparent and passionate towards this, we would recommend them. That's why we don't recommend that easily, because anything we say, there are like thousands of parents who blindly follow. So we don't want to misguide them. Rather than, you can always say we don't have an answer. So if you know any genuine person or anything in our group, feel free to come forward. We will discuss and we will keep that as a database and share it to everyone. And that is one of the feedback. Another one is, I'll just read the information. And by the end of this video, I'll share the newsletter for part 1, and then I'll also share the screenshots of the feedback so far. If you want to share something and forward to admins, they say they will let us know, and they are not reverting back. Might be yes or no or any other reason, though it is some really useful information. I know admins are very busy and it's difficult to handle thousands of parents. But we are obeying the rules and forwarding to admins instead of posting it to group directly for permission, and then there is no response. Sorry, I'm not too serious. Nothing wrong. I really like brutal honesty here. Admins do, whenever you forward those information, admins do put it in core team and we do comment about it. But the problem is, any forwards when we take and we try to experiment, verify the authenticity of the information and credibility, most of the time when we know answer, we'll say this is not needed, this is the reason. If it is not there, then we need to verify with the people. So I don't have answers for everything, right? So I'm also a person like you. Maybe I have a lot more free time, I'm doing it. So we need to verify it. Sometimes I'll need to verify the same data with multiple people. For example, there was a recent post about using ginger water for kidney refinement. I had to talk to Siddha doctors, Ayurveda doctors, and few healers, people who have done it. I have to know those information and verify, and then I can confidently say, yeah, this is a very good information, keep a note of it. Some interesting forwards, we have published it also in our blog. And we have forwarded and source unknown, but it's a good information. So we do add it. Now we don't have time to verify. Admins are already busy trying to hunt which questions are not answered and answering parents individually. So we need some help there. I'll definitely form a team, some parents who will verify the forward and they will publish it in the blog and post it in all the group. Maybe because we have so many parents, we can definitely do something in those lines. But definitely not a priority, but we'll definitely keep that in mind. And another feedback is it'll be very useful if information conducting informal meetings in various cities and other things. See, we are not a great fan of physical events because we have tried it. Last year only we did three important things. This year we will be doing it. I think you all have to, in your city, have to join hands together. I connected many city parents together. For example, Bombay parents have created a group. So they planned some event this year. Like that I did it for Chennai. So Bombay and Chennai and Pune have connected all those people together in a different group. So now you have to take the initiative. So I can't really come and coordinate. Definitely I will help you in any way you want. You all have to find a date. We all can work together and formalize it and do it. Definitely we are open for it. This year onwards we will definitely do a lot of physical events. At least in Bangalore we are planning to do it. At least regularly, like quarterly once or halfly once. Keep some interesting topics so we all can have a get together and talk. We can definitely do it. And we are also planning to form a meditation circle. So I'll be announcing that very soon. So we all can nominate our home for as a meditation monthly or weekly cycle meditation centers where parents can meet and sit at the same time. We all sit in the same time in different part of the city in the world and meditate on a common cause or something like that. I can prepare a guided meditation for a specific thing, very custom made, tailored for that particular day, and we all can follow in together because we did an experiment on blessing. People know in the 48 days program how powerful a blessing can be if we do it in a right way, together in the same time. So we will initiate that and that can slowly culminate into a meetup later point of time. And please create a separate group for kids and adults disease related posts. Sometimes it's getting overwhelmed or technically the parent is trying to say that why don't you create groups for different topics. Again, the challenge here is, see, if I create a group for Ayurveda, if I create a group for teenagers, if I create a group for infants, if I create a group for food, all 10,000 parents will want to be in all the group. There is hardly any parents, very few parents say that I want only this. So again, this 7 group what we have is called as holistic group where everything is discussed. All the 7 group people will want to be in every different topic. Then just calculate, no? Like 5 topics into 7 is 35 groups. So it's humanly not possible and it will not be active and it will not work out. We did try once very early in the past. So that's why I said it's all related discussion should be in the same group so that knowledge, different domain knowledge, everybody gets access to it. So you might have not heard about certain remedies. You might not heard about certain spiritual practice. Might not heard about certain common sense behind certain practices. So when we talk in general in a common place, we all will learn and interact. So that's why all the group was open. And only specialized group like recipe group or something, they have an objective, they contribute. That is why it is there. It is now no discussion is there allowed there. So this year it will be even more tougher. There will be objective given, they contribute and that information will be shared to everyone. Technically these are the people in the kitchen who prepare the food and serve you. So that is it. We can't create new topics, new groups dedicated for it. And another interesting thing is regular survey, quarterly aspect issues, could be multiple choices. We really can't do a lot of surveys often. Yearly once itself we are taking a big toll. So some parents are upset. They don't see any message anywhere and they still want to be in the main group. How will we even know that you are active or not? So until you say, because you might ping me and say that you are active, but still we can't add you directly, right? We have to go to Google Contacts, update your database. Then there are certain parents who will add you. There's a structure here. So just adding random, it's putting a lot of trouble at the end of the year. We don't know who is what they are doing. So you will have to be a little bit of patient here to understand the group. Talk to us, you will understand. If you have a better idea to handle it, we are ready to hear it and we want to take part in that. We can discuss it further. And last two things. I think we come to the end of the two interesting feedback. One is most of the remedy names are in South India or in North Indian names, so you wanted to know the proper name. See, whatever name I know, I share it. That's how. If you are from South India, you would share your South Indian name. If you are North Indian, you will share North Indian name. If you are East Indian, you will do it the local name. You just have to copy the name and Google it. You will find the translation. For example, when I say Manjal in Tamil, you just have to type Manjal in English. In Google, it will immediately say turmeric. So you can verify, is this the name, something like that, if you have a doubt in that. But most of the time it's something, you can do a Google search and figure it out yourself. So definitely we are not a classified site, right? Where do I find that shop? These are not needed. So you can search, you can say whether if anyone tried it. So there's a way of creating a conversation around it. So only then it will be motivating for others to answer. Just a small feedback from me to you. So think about it. And some parents have asked, like, can we ship Green Hands products to abroad or something? I think you have to read the message. You have started it 3 months back and parents from US are already getting it. So read all the messages, because monthly, only 3 days Green Hands is allowed to post marketing message. Only 3 days. Because all parents are getting it, including me. So that 3 day when they post 3 messages, you read it properly. All the information will be there. And apart from that, it will be only general discussion. And there is a dedicated group for support. So whenever you consume something, you can track all the information in a dedicated group. Don't bring it to the main group. So that is the idea. I think this is the overall feedback I've read in the survey, and these are my comments and views. And if there is any better way to handle this, or you have any better suggestions to improve it, we are always open. You don't have to wait for year end. And in case you miss certain things or we miss something, human errors are highly possible in a community, in a virtual community, that to an informal community like this. So we are looking forward to improve and help us improve. Either be with us and help us improve, or give us an idea in terms of resource or suggestions or anything. We are open for it. So let's take this 2018 in a big way. There's a lot of interesting things planned, and I'll keep posting you all, and you will get an idea. So after this, I'll share the newsletter, I'll share the survey, I'll make it public. Everybody can read it and do it. There's one last feedback I just forgot to add it. It is some parents have said earlier, where you used to post on a particular day what needs to be done, why can't we do it again? Yeah, definitely. If I have time, I'll definitely do it. Or else I'm just thinking of training any one of the parents who are interested in astrology and a little bit spiritual, so that they would tell you what day to be followed on certain things, what energies are there, what we can harvest it, and what energies are bad that we can avoid it. Yeah, you can definitely do it, but we definitely don't want to be a forecast predictive astrology kind of thing. We are just looking at the energy levels and just be aware of it, so you don't have to be too much bothered about it, and so that you can make a conscious decision. All right, so that's it. So this is the feedback, and really happy and excited um, for this year. And let's see, and let's work together, learn, and share our knowledge with everyone. And let's put all this knowledge into practice and share the feedback. Okay. See you all again in some interesting video later. Thanks for patiently listening to it, and thank you.